Hello, and welcome. It's Roller Arena Monday in a Vienna sausage-sized container. Isn't that something? So we'll be on just for a little bit today because I still have to go in early, but not as early, so that's better. We're working on getting even later. Hey, they're going to run 2 trailers in Louisiana. PC limit is coming. They're proposing a limit to how far you can PC, finally. Road check is almost here. Greyhound just abandoned a bus. The driver just parked it and said, out of here. And an overtime exemption is ending. It's being proposed. It's bipartisan support, and people are jumping on board to support it. How about that? It's about time, right? Or will that help you? Probably not. Probably not. It won't help you. What's going on out there? We're early today, so not that many people probably. That's okay. Cash is King Trucking was first the other day when I set this up. George H.W. Bush first today. It's good to see the president. Joan Harper here early in the morning. George Costanza, good morning. Let's see here what's going on. George Wilson is here. World Class 305 is also here. Far H, hello. John Zablack is here early. We're up early in the morning. It snowed here overnight, apparently. Had a ton of messages on the phone from the police. Hey, the roads are slick. Be careful. Doty Trucking. It's just music from a video game. No, it is free music from YouTube. So, let's see. Kent P. I've yet to see Vienna Sausages on the rollers. It being at 8:30, I would have to go for the roller sausages. Yeah, theirs are harder to get pictures of. I will tell you that. The Vienna Sausages slip through in between the cracks, and you don't want sausage slipping between your cracks. Good morning from wet Charlotte, North Carolina. Scott, good morning. I know it's been terrible. It's only 39 degrees here. It's crazy. It's going to be 80, though, here in within 10 days, so that's nice. Paul Harris, yeah, we do need a breakfast wiener for this, I think, for the show today. Got to get woke up and everything. I should see if there's pictures of that. Hello, off vacation, waiting on load. Trucker Hershey, finally. You had the longest vacation in the world. All right, although we were on vacation here. The Monday show took a nice vacation to Bora Bora, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Is this the new time? No, only today. So it'll vary until I can get set. I should be able to start later as the weeks go by. So that will be really good. And then we'll see how it goes. You know, just working it day by day, as they say, which also rhymes. Uncle D1313, good morning. Hey, good morning. What's going on? I know it's early. It's on the West Coast. West side, it's super early. I know people aren't up yet. I scheduled my dental surgery for May 17th. Getting some implants. Figure this less painful than dealing with DOT thieves. Ha! That's a good week to do it. Dental implants. Yeah, that sounds terrible. That sounds like bad. I know just when they pull your teeth out, it hurts because they put their boot on the side of your face and yank on your teeth. 44 today. Yesterday was 70. Scott, yeah. It wasn't warm here yesterday either, though. It only made it to 50 here. And then they're like snow overnight and now, under freezing. Mark promoting Vienna Sausage, proving once again that all sizes are accepted at the manhole. Yeah, they had no judgment at the manhole, plus kind of dark. So hard to see in there. So did I get a new JKB? All right. Doty Trucking, counting down the days I can get out of this factory job. Hey, every day is a day you want out of the factory. Boring, right? Plus a lot of work. And that's funny because they're commenting on people can't get trailers, new trailers. Wabash National, and they said, because of the labor shortage. Wabash National, which is right here in Lafayette, constantly hires people. They have ads and hiring events all the time. But when I talk to people that work there, they said it is terrible working there. And it isn't just the working conditions, which are hard in the summer. It's the management that micromanages people and fires you. One person was 1 minute late, they were fired. Okay, so stuff like that, that's how you don't have people. And then they go tell everybody and nobody works there. So don't, because the government says that, it's hard to get people. Well, if you are not appreciated there, of course people are going to work somewhere else. I mean, McDonald's here is $15 an hour. Wabash starts at like 18 something for just laborers. John, Eastern Wiener time. Yeah, people are up early out there. If anybody's on the east or west side, You look tired. Yeah, it's early in the morning. It was a long week last week. Kelly, 95 yesterday here in Arizona. Wow. That'd be great. Did you get a new job? My typing is horrible. Oh, yeah. Working at the new place. So that's why schedule's off and trying to work into a little bit later thing. Doing something totally never did and pretty interesting. Pay up, 48% or so over 1 week. That's really nice too. And probably should have changed years ago. people get complacent, including me, and you think, oh, I'll just stay, see what happens. So, always take that opportunity when it's given to you. So this is pretty interesting. So we'll see how that is. Yes, management is terrible. Dodie, right. That's the problem over there. When I talk to people at work over there, I've lived in town here for decades, and they say, yeah, the job, even though the job is hard, it's okay, but it's the management is why people quit. So they can't get people. That's how you don't make trailers. Brilliant. D. Prince. Hey, Mark. Hey. Yeah, let's run everybody out of here. 95 in Arizona. Wow. Typical spring day, Ken P. Yeah, spring. We'll be getting any podcasts this week. You will. Back in 39, there will be podcasts back up this week. So everything took a hiatus for a week. I had to be in at 7 some mornings. And for me, believe me, that's early. I'm used to getting up at 1 in the afternoon. So getting everything rescheduled and learning a bunch of new stuff, have to do just ridiculous. So Luke, how's the new job? We tell us the old company, the same place, right? Just did an inter-job transfer to do something different. So, yeah, still at the same place, which is really good, which is what I've suggested to many people. If what you're doing at your job you don't like, see if you could just stay within the same company, because then you don't have to do anything. You're not being rehired. You don't have to do an orientation, all that. You just, boom, start a new thing, boom, and everything stays the same. And I said, boom, right, boom. But either way, right, try to stay with the same place if you can, and just do something different. Now it feels like Monday. It's finally Monday now that we're back. I appreciate it. Am I still moving? Yeah, if I can get down there. There's, houses down there are, interest rate going up, and there's just a dearth of stuff. There's no houses, and when they're around, there's some dumps in Jasper, $150,000, and they're like, as is, needs work. Come on. George Costanza, I decided to stay at Mountain. Canceled orientation. Really? Give them 11 days notice. Recruiter tried to guilt me for staying. I'm not happy about that. Yeah, typical, because the recruiter's probably getting paid when you show up. So if you don't show up, the recruiter's like, but you got to do what's best for you. We're not here for the company, at any company, really. You got to do what's best for you. So if staying there is better, then staying there is better. Tell them, hey, thanks. And you don't have to give them any notice. You don't really work there. So I think you did better than you have to. You can just decide and go, you know what? This just is not for me. Guilt you. Tell them, hey, why are you guilting me into this? Kelly, congratulations on the new job. Well, thank you. It's a lot of work compared to what I was doing. So that's great. And, good and bad at the same time. You got to learn a bunch of new stuff. And it's a blast. Tommy Cash, why so early? You going to change roller to roller sausage Monday? Well, we went to roller sausage for a moment here because this is going to be an abbreviated show, kind of like, an abridged dictionary for the moment. So we'll see how the times go week by week. Did your dispatch say, oh, yeah, do you still work here? Hey, where are you anyways, right? Joan Harper, where do I work? Well, still sticking around the same place. And even so, the current, you would never say the current place. I always tell people that. We do this every Monday, sort of, except some Mondays apparently. But I always try to keep the company out of your videos because you don't want to get, you don't want to have them have a say in your videos. And they still want you to recruit for them. I'm not doing it. I'm just not doing it. Scott, I worked at a restaurant where I was micromanaged, became an expediter to get out. Yeah, exactly. Nobody likes that. No, just leave me alone to do my job. My dispatcher's not entered my text yet. They're probably not up. Oh, what is it? It's only 7:41 there. Had an interview with PAM Transport, hired on the spot. I'll be starting after CDL school. That's pretty awesome. That's a pretty good place. So you got into a good place. That's excellent. I work at Werner. Werner. I had to get in over there. Closing my home should be on May 6th. Oh, really? So everything went good with the inspection? Then what? If you wear it, make it a parrot. Always keep something on your head. Never run around with your naked ears out. You're still driving? Absolutely. What else could I do? I mean, I thought about being an underwear model too, but I don't know. So it was those two choices. You know how you love Werner. Look, Werner, people give Werner a lot of grief, but it's pretty much the place to be. I could be a guest host until you could do the 12:30. I wonder how that would work. I wonder how you do that. Cash is King Trucking. I declared winter over. It didn't work. It's currently wind chill 13 and snow flurries. Wow. At least at least not that cold, but it's crazy cold here compared to what it was. Denver. Huh? Enjoy your videos, Denver Mullins. Thank you very much. See some new people at this time. I guess we should come in early every once in a while and get some people that are awake. I thought about doing a live show last week at 12:30, but I kind of thought it was a little sacrilege. Cash King Trucking. Well, I appreciate that. I certainly don't own the times, so go do a show. I won't be at 12:30 today either, and I don't know when that will be at the moment. Hopefully soon. RV time for me. I'm going to travel in an RV. All right, that's actually pretty cool. Wish I could do that. That'd be great. Minnesota runs their own winter hours, a variant of Canada's rules. Yeah, what is going on up there? Why is it 13 degrees today? It's basically summer. Crusty underwear. Marky Mark and the Wonder Years. I wonder what happened. Hey, I've been out, doing new stuff. Are you an OTR driver, Dodie? No. I did that for about 20 years. I've been local for many years now, and that's what I'll be now. George Costanza, thank you very much, by the way. This donation is because of my savings last week. Kick soda and coffee, now drinking water. I fill up so many pee jugs now, it's ridiculous. Thankfully, I could pee while driving. That's awesome. Thank you very much. Yeah. I have a picture. Somebody sent me a picture, which I don't have up here. I should have put that. I'll put it on the next show. Apparently, in a bathroom, there's some kind of chart that you can compare what's coming out of you with a color chart. And so I'll post that up here. I should have put it up here and didn't. I've never seen anything like that. So I guess we might be a little bit early. Yeah, we're a little early today because we got to go in earlier than normal, but later than I was last week. That was really something. Dragging myself in at 7 o'clock in the morning is way early for me, but that's what was available at the moment. Working on later times. We're getting a few more people in, and I'll be able to come in a little bit later. John, my legs are killing me. Cash King Trucking. Good morning, Scallywags. Goodness. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Early morning sausage time for that. That is great. That's great. You just lean your butt up a little bit and then pee out the window as you're driving. Joe Corrigan. Wow, that'd be something. That's what that little vent window used to be for, right? In the trucks and in cars, too. That's why they used to have them in there, really. Wilbon, 1879. What's up, Mark and Trucking Answers fans? Good morning. Let's keep rolling, truckers. Yeah, let's keep rolling this week. They have the P-color chart posted at some doctor's offices, truckers. Oh, really? They do. That's pretty. I've never seen one. Somebody sent it to me. I'm like, wow, what do you do? How do you do that? It's kind of like the thing that where you put in your antifreeze or whatever. Color chart. The weirdest thing I've ever seen. It's 12:30 somewhere. King Trucking. Yeah, someplace it is. Yeah, exactly. Somebody's at 12:30. Unfortunately, we'll be at work by that time, which is not great. Preach it, son. Yes. Ken P., thank you. I will not be called a scallywag. Goodness, thank you very much, everybody. I appreciate it. I go in at 4:30 in the morning, Roger's Ideas. That's okay. Look, if you're used to it or you like it, that's okay. But I've been going in afternoons for many years. 5 years at least I've been doing late afternoons. So I'm up at 1 to 3 in the afternoon is when I would get up. So having to get up, way early in the morning and be at work when the sun is coming up is tough when you don't do it and it's not really your thing. I would, no matter what time, I would always be up later, and get up later and stay up later. That's just my thing, night owl kind of thing. So early is really hard. And a whole week of it, I even came in on Saturday. Why? Overtime. He's like, you want to work Saturday? I'm like, yeah, I'm over 40 hours already. So, yes, I would. So, worked in Saturday also. Kelly, if your pee looks like water, you're fully hydrated. Darker it gets, the less you are. Yeah, that's how the chart went. This chart. I'm like, what do you do with this chart? I did a physical this week, too, so that was pretty exciting, too. So, I get to drive for some more time. So, that was great, too. A lot of fun for that. Love going over there. Not many people waiting, which I enjoyed very much. Sometimes a lot of people waiting. I only waited in the waiting room like 10 minutes before I got in there. So that worked out really good. Making a bacon and egg sandwich in Lowell, Indiana with a jet boil stove. Jet boil, the official stove of truckers. I don't know about that. Manhole or holy man. Hey, whoever comes in is welcome. A hooligan maybe, but not a scallywag. My pee used to be clear after drinking a lot of beer. Oh, so beer can hydrate you too. It's mostly water, right? Joan Harper, no Uber for you. No, I only do that on whenever they have bonuses anyways. And really working pays more than Uber especially now. But when Uber does a bonus, usually Purdue games, stuff like that, then I'll go out there for a little bit of time. Otherwise, I don't do it regularly. It puts a lot of miles in your car. I don't have a CB and I don't care. I don't want to hear old heads talking about only hitch last night. Yeah, I just have that plug-in CB. This one I've been doing more ham radio. There's been, because I'm out in the rural areas, so I thought, I asked everybody else, anybody here a ham radio operator? They look at me like I just landed from Mars. So, too bad. No soup for you. Certain poultry product like duck will turn your urine yellow artificially. George Costanza. Really? Is that a true story? And why would that be? And how many drivers are eating duck? I'll have the duck today, please. I mean, I've never eaten duck, by the way. What does the color chart say if my pee glows in the dark? There was a bunch of different colors. I'll have to get it up here. I can't get to it, but I'll have it up for the next show. I'm like, this is the craziest thing I've ever seen. And it's, some people sending me pictures of these. I'm like, what is this weird thing? CB, it's good to hear about traffic stopped ahead of you. I saved my butt many times, able to get off and go around. Yeah, between that and Google Maps or something like that that's running traffic, I do think every driver should have a CB in their truck. I guess now it's not as prevalent. You used to be able to go to a place and they would say, like, you can either wait in here or get on channel 26 or whatever. And so you kind of needed a CB for that. I guess that's not as big of a deal anymore. So either way, I still think a CB is not a bad idea in a truck. So even something where you can just hear the traffic around you, worth it. Have you been drinking irradiated water? It's up there around one of those plants along the lake there. Hey, they might eliminate the overtime rules. So I thought that was pretty interesting. There's currently six people sponsoring this bill, and they're adding on there to eliminate, finally, the minimum wage and overtime for drivers. Okay, that's been since 1938 that transportation's been exempt. Pete Buttigieg has been big on eliminating that, and now there's a bill. It's called the Got Truckers Act, I think, and that means something, I'm sure. So they may eliminate that, but don't get too excited. Remember, 70 hours at minimum wage, federal minimum wage, is $624.75. So if you make that, you make over minimum wage, but that would be, at least some people at certain places, I guess, might be affected by it. I can't see them doing anything other than paying you for your on-duty or drive time, and only at federal minimum wage, which I guess would be $624.75 max. If you make more than that, this bill won't affect you. It'll be interesting for people at orientations, though, stuff like that, where some places, I think Western's one of them, where they don't pay you for orientation. I think they would start to have to pay you for that. Let's see. I got a CB. I used to figure out which lane is closed so I can get in the closed lane and drive around everyone. Yeah, because that's the lane where it's moving. I'm going to have a CB out in my RV, Joan Harper. That's a good idea. Traveling, even a car, whatever, absolutely. If you pee red, you have real problems. It depends on which kind of duck you're eating, apparently. I attempted to pee on the chart, but put it too high in the wall. Why is it way up on the wall? They should put it down so you can kind of get it right next to where it's going in. Yeah, radio sounds delicious. Everybody's dying off that has a license. So, Chris, I've seen one of those P-color charts printed in grayscale. Kind of defeats the purpose. Yeah, what if you are colorblind and that chart is up there? You're like, oh, everything's fine. The color matches perfectly. So they didn't think about that, did they? No, that's the problem. John, does GP Transco in there? I don't think they're here yet today. I'm early on them. Free physicals at the Manhole, Prostate Pro. Oh, they do a full physical there. A full physical. That's for sure. Here, of course, the company pays for it. So I just go in there and say, hey, it's physical time. And they give me physical. That was pretty nice. So you've heard. You don't know about that. Personally, of course, Cash King is a real amateur ham. Amateur. Wouldn't matter if you're colorblind. Yeah, so whenever you're colorblind and you go on that chart, everything looks great. You're like, oh, everything looks perfect on the chart. I've just never seen one posted on the wall where you can do this kind of comparison. Jorge Flores, my close right. Good morning, sir. How are you? Thanks for the info. You're quite welcome, and welcome here. We do this, try to get this every Monday, I guess. We don't have that streak going of 3.5 years anymore since I missed last Monday, but we're going to try to get back to doing Mondays when I can get in here at a certain time. I got to go in later today, so I wormed my way into that so we can get out early today, at least a little bit early, after, recuperating from a long week, really relatively long for me. way more than normal, but at least all the time is paid, right? I think you can see now, that even a guarantee where they pay you just is still not as good as getting paid. So now that you're in it, you're like, oh, this is pretty awesome. Minimum wage would be okay, but use mileage to pay for performance. I work at the airport and was paid that way with being paid up on the up charges. Well, what they're saying is that they want truck drivers to at least be the same as everybody else. Look, a 14-year-old at Burger King, as I say, they have to pay them at least minimum wage. Drivers should at least have that kind of protection. So, but minimum wage is only $6.24. Some companies, though, don't pay for orientation. They don't pay for some other things that you're doing. I think that week, especially if it's a longer orientation, I think a company would end up having to pay something for that. Western is big on that. Some companies don't bring you in and pay you anything. But as long as you get that kind of money, you're fine on it. If you give a pass on last Monday, Doty Trucking, I appreciate it, but it still ends the streak. Just couldn't get in when I got to be there at 7 and be there all day. One day I got home at like 8:40. That's ridiculous. So for me, just couldn't do it. I'm in bed at 9 o'clock. So because it turns out to be a lot of work, even in my extreme upper 30s, I end up being the oldest person there. Easily, by far, the most experienced. I think the next person has 4 years of driving. So and they're like, wow, you all just started this century? Okay. You're in trouble when your proctologist puts on cow birthing gloves. Well, get ready, he goes. Get ready for this. Got a question, if we still use a agriculture exemption of the 50 miles. I don't know. It depends what you're doing, whether you can get the ag exemption. It's certain products that you haul to and from fields or whatever. I don't know it exactly. You'd have to look it up. 150 miles short haul is a different exemption. So, that's a local exemption, but those two are different. The ag exemption depends on what you haul and where it is. Free uniforms are uniform. At least the physical was free. At least you don't have to pay for everything in life. Although, thinking back, I don't think I've ever paid for one. You can, by the way. You can just go and take one yourself and pay for it. That's not illegal. So that's totally legal. You can always pay for your own. This is what some people do to keep their license. Right? I'm not driving, but I want to keep my license. Well, you need to keep your physical up. So you can just go get a physical and send it into the state yourself, whatever state you are in. Did you see this Greyhound driver? He's over there in California on Truckee and says, you know what, I don't have any change, so I'm leaving. I guess it was just him in the bus. And he just abandoned the bus. The state police took a picture of it and asked Greyhound to come and get their bus. It's just sitting there. It's holding up traffic. There's just a Greyhound bus. And I wondered, boy, how many England drivers are waiting for that bus to show up so they can get to orientation? England, all the Englands, John and Jim and Joe and Jim Bob and all, because they're all named England over there, are just all drumming their hands, on the ground, eating crumpets, because England, and waiting for a driver. Where are all of our drivers? We spent $43 to bring 10 drivers in. Where is everybody? What's more isolating, over-the-road trucking or a train engine operator, Doty? Oh, that's a good question. At least I think the train, isn't there a couple of people in the train, though? So you get to talk to somebody, I think. I don't know, probably neither one's great. If you're single, it's not a problem, I think. But otherwise, why have a family if you never see them? That's what I always ask people. So I don't understand it. I don't know. The train people, they go to a motel, too. So you don't have to sleep in the back of a train stop, like a truck stop, because parking would be a lot harder to find. John, let's get physical. I wish he was there giving the physicals. That would have been better. Hey, man, it's early, Al Johns. I know. I was up early today still. Yikes. I had to set my alarm every day last week. That's ridiculous. Who sets an alarm? MVT does not pay for physicals at all. Fast Joe, that's interesting. They don't have to pay for them, I guess. So when it's due, will they pay you back for it? Nothing? They just don't pay it, so you're just out the money? Theoretically, I guess you could tax deduct it if you had enough tax deductions. MVT does not pay for it. So I guess they don't pay you to go get the physical either then. Presumably, if they're not paying for the physical. That's one of the first places I've heard that's at least that size that doesn't pay for physicals. Maybe because none of their drivers speak English that I've ever met. So maybe 80% of them don't speak English. So they're just like, go get your El Physicalo. That's some Spanish for people that don't know it. So people just go get it. Like, do you pay? Kind of like the maid on Family Guy. No. You bring your own products. No. Yes. You bring all your own cleaning supplies. No. No. So that's every 80% of the MVT drivers that I met don't speak any English at all. And their trucks, all of them that I saw, are dual plated. Go look at an MVT truck. It has a plate from Mexico right on the truck. So that's maybe it. And they just know, where else are people going to get a job? So they just say, pay for your own physical. It's just one of these companies that scrapes along on the bottom, that still gets to go because they run lower rates and stuff like that. Al Jones, my company refuses to pay for my physical, but I ain't going to throw my salary away for $75. Yeah, that's it. I mean, they should pay it, but they figure, is a driver going to quit over just that, $75? But probably at a place, there are other things. So when they don't pay for a physical, they also don't do this, don't do that. Maybe. Eventually for some people, that's the final straw because there are other things. I think companies should pay it for their employees. It shouldn't cost you anything to go to work. So it shouldn't cost you money to work. Whatever it is that you need to work, whether it's a tool, a physical, anything, the company should pay for it. Alex, I haven't brushed my teeth yet. This is Mark in the morning. Yeah, I'm up early today because of a work schedule change. So no choice. Still got to get up early. So got up earlier to do this. Okay, Paso, John, yeah, what's going on? Will this be your schedule? No, only this week. Each week, it'll be week by week. Dashcam Sam, what's in a Vienna sausage? Do not ask questions that you do not want the answer to. I was in that big storm in Texas 7 days ago, and they didn't pay me anything. I asked them, and they said, we don't do that. Hey, we don't do that. Oh, tell them. See, this is the problem. Right? So an hourly job where you're paid when you sign in and stop getting paid when you sign out. At the bottom, then it says, hey, this is how many hours. Is this correct? And so you can see right on there, okay, 12 hours, 43 minutes. Bingo. That's the thing. I mean, that's the only solution, is to go work somewhere that pays you for your time. Alexander, who's up this early in the morning? Me, unfortunately, and this is late for me. Last week I was up hours earlier than this, already working. It's just ridiculous. I got to find a good chiropractor who work with me and say, you're fine. Yeah, some of them do the neck measurement and all that, and you can look at reviews now. You can look at reviews on the internet of places and see what other drivers are saying about places. Yeah, you don't want to know what's in a sausage. Have you heard Energy Trucking in Oak Ridge, Florida? No, Energy Trucking. We haul electrons. Go get physical MVT, all dual plated. That's true. Every one I've ever seen of an MVT truck has a Mexico and a state plate. I've seen different states. And there you go. Cat P going live at 8:30. Is Gracie clawed your leg yet for waking her up? Oh, she's up earlier than that wanting her breakfast. She's already had her breakfast and taking her nap before she gets her second breakfast. Takes another nap and then has brunch, nap, lunch, nap, second lunch, early dinner. Then she has a late dinner and more napping and then a late snack. Good morning and happy Roller Wiener Monday to everybody. Kelter who travels. Having coffee in the morning with Mark. Yeah, it's so early. I should have a coffee cup up there. Or tea. Mark in the morning, traffic on the twos. Traffic and weather on the twos, always good here. 39 degrees. Partly cloudy now, but was snowing overnight. I woke up to a flurry of messages from the police because I'm signed up for their message system. Roads are slick. Be careful. Everything like that. Otherwise, roads are clearing up. Now, it should be 45 today. Possible rain later. It's just going to be horrible. Dashcam Sam. Yikes. All beef kielbasa is much better. Vienna not so great, but Vienna accessible and inexpensive. Alex, I'm applying for Walmart to be a driver or to work at the store. I'm serious about that because the store pays pretty good now. Oh, great one. Is it noon Monday already? 25,000. I don't know about that. Not yet. It will be, but we'll already be working by then. So just work 24/7 and don't sleep. That's what it felt like. When you switch your schedule after years from getting up at 3 p.m. to getting up at 5 a.m., that's a real problem. Austin, hello, Mark. How's the new gig going? Don't forget the sauerkraut for your sausage. No, thanks for the sauerkraut. That sounds terrible. New gig going good. A lot of physical work compared to what I was doing. A lot more just work, just local work. Less driving, though. So most days I'm doing 100 miles, 150 miles. I noticed on the thing, so because I reset it every day. Get an assigned truck. That's pretty nice. So like that. Getting paid for all time. That's even better, I think. As soon as you get there, you sign in. And that's it. You just get paid until you sign out at the end of the day. No stopping the pay. So in all that eating and napping, when does Gracie work out and live the good life? Well, the workout is walking from wherever she decides to nap over to the food. And then eating her food. If she could, she'd probably lay down and just have food flow into her mouth. Al Johns, I had a driver quit on our first night. Equipment issues. I think I dodged a bullet. If you can't handle us at our worst, then don't deserve us at our best. First day. Yeah, they're just like, forget it. I'm not dealing with this. So that's not good. But see, the thing, it cost the company a lot of time and effort to get somebody. So, Walmart driver out of Texas. Oh, all right. Yeah, let me know how that goes. They're doing better than they were. I never liked the cell phone policy, which they ended, and they don't do as much slip seating anymore. They have some local drivers, too. That might be the way to do it. Are you going to be local? That'd be great. It's Mr. Plow. Hey, Mark, in the morning. Yeah, it's early, but we're up because we got to work. That's not good. 40 degrees in Oklahoma on the Texas side, headed to Virginia. 40, all the way over there. EBT Trucking is another company where they don't speak English. They'll all talk into their phone on Google Translate, and you have to do the same. Annoying. Here, the people I used to see where I used to go in the Natty. That's nice. The MBT drivers would come in and talk to somebody, then hand the phone to the dispatch person, and he would talk to somebody, and then he'd hand the phone back, and then they'd talk to the driver, and then the driver would go do it. So that's how I know they're not speaking English. It doesn't make any sense. And here's this guy, Ohio. Did you see about this? I wrote this down. Let's see where it go. Okay, so in Ohio, they were chasing a truck. It wouldn't stop. This was all in the news. And he just keeps driving. Eventually, they get him pulled over, drag him out of the truck, basically, hands up in the air, guns pointed everywhere. Turns out the driver didn't speak English. He didn't know he was supposed to stop. That's what the police said in the report. Now, this driver is from Canada, so we know what language he's speaking there. I don't understand it. Are other countries that don't have police that pull people over? This person should be booted out of the country and done. Trucker Hershey, 150-mile round trip. I make many trips in 150 miles. That was the thing. I probably did, Saturday? Well, I only worked 10 hours Saturday. So Saturday probably did 11 trips. They feed you lunch on Saturday. 81 today in Albuquerque. Oh, that would be pretty nice. Sauerkraut makes for smelly farts. So at least they have a signed truck now. Understand, Gracie. My wife said I should do more running. I answered that I do. I run to pick up the pizza, run to pick up the beer. So much running. Exactly. You're already doing plenty. Chad, 77 for the high in Temple. That's so nice. Next week. Where I am in Ohio, there are 45 out of 50 loads going to Texas. Really? How do you know that? Do they tell you that? And that'd be okay with me. That's a good load. George stands at Milton. We have a doctor at the terminal who does the physical. I only get 1 year due to BP meds. He wants to see me every 6 months to keep an eye on my med efficiency. Is that great doctor? But you don't want... That might be a great doctor, but you don't want a great doctor that's doing your physical. You want a great doctor that keeps you healthy. That's your primary care doctor. You want the physical DOT doctor to be, a slacker that doesn't notice anything, really. And another doctor who is not your DOT doctor to be the person, that is taking care of you. Energy Trucking says 90 cents a mile, $22.50 a week. Not sure what the catch is. The catch is that's probably $10.99, probably. That is $10.99. There's one, though, Dodie. That's a given. Of course, I think it's $10.99. Pre-planned unload from Elgin, Illinois to Augusta, Georgia. Well, that's not bad. I would take that, right. I thought you were doing only one trip a day, Trucker Hershey. Oh, no. That's the problem. That's not really the problem, and good and bad. You're in and out of the truck constantly. So, no, much shorter stuff. Much shorter, which works out better because you get to move around. So, constantly moving. They provide a bathroom, too, for people that don't have a bathroom. Stuff like that. So, and lunch on the weekends. Where would you buy tires for your Ford car? The dealership or somewhere else? Dope low. Well, I buy tires usually through Tire Rack. And I will say the Ford dealership here will match their price. So if you're getting tires at Tire Rack, they'll match it. So you could always do that. It just depends on where the installation. But the tires on the Sonic I got was from Tire Rack. I just had them sent to a local installer and made an appointment and had them put on. So those are my Firestone Winter Force tires. Yeah, check Tire Rack. But the Ford dealer here will match prices. Saw Texas loads on Truckloads load board. Oh, okay. I was going to say, are winter tires better than any tires? In the winter, if you drive a lot in the summer, they wear out. They erase themselves because they're so soft. So you have to change them if you drive a lot. I leave them on year-round because I don't drive that far. But if you're going to drive any miles, winter tires for the winter, and then put summer tires on for the summer, not all seasons. I bought my tires at Sam's. I bought Pirelli tires. Alf. Oh, wow. I didn't know Sam's had Pirellis. Fancy. Oh, Canada or northern winter cold. Yeah, they're still sending it down here. Round Rock is awesome, by the way. What is Round Rock? Winter tires shouldn't be used in cold weather. It should not be used in weather warmer than 50. I leave them on year-round. So there, because they don't put that many miles on the car. They just erase themselves. They're not a problem. You know, all-season tires should never be used because they're not any season. They're not good at anything. So really what people should do is run winter tires in the winter and then change out in May, March, April, depending where you live, to summer tires for the summer. And never use an all-season. All-season tires are for people that just don't want to change their tires. So I'm in for the winter tires on the Sonic. They're great. And you can use them year-round. I've had these on the car now for a couple of years. They're not a problem in the summertime. They're just soft. But in the winter, you're better off with winter tires. Way better off than you are with all-season tires. Like 1,000%. People, once they drive them one time in the bad weather, they're like, oh, yeah, I'm in. They're also going to limit your PC time, by the way. So they talked about that. Personal conveyance. They want to put a limit on it. Currently, there's really no limit at all. Just depends. As long as you're following the rules, you can PC all over the place. They want to limit that because too many drivers, it turns out, abuse that. They abuse it, and that isn't any good at all. Round Rock is just a city outside of Austin, Texas. Oh, okay. Oh, by the way, we're sponsored today by the 1979 Lincoln Continental. Luxury at your fingertips for just $12,093. The 1979 Lincoln Continental. See your local Lincoln dealer for information. Vienna tires are the best. I need some hurricane tires for the Gulf Coast. Oh, yeah. I wonder if they have those kind of things. Stop. I'm all-season tires. Most people, 80, 90% have all-season tires. Because that's how the tire companies have tried to sell it. Oh, these are all seasons are, the best tires ever. And, they're just okay at doing some things. They're just not great at anything. But people try to use them year-round. Once you drive winter tires in the winter, you won't go back to them. Most people do not change unless they live in Canada or whatever. I would like to see the country go to requiring winter tires. They use summer all year in South Carolina. Oh, well, you're fine. Right. So you can use what I would say is 3 seasons, summer tires down there. And that's better. You're better off in the summer with those. And up here, I'm using winter tires all year round. Is Tire Rack cheaper than anything else? Do they have a warranty? Yeah, the tires do. My tires came with it. Some you have to pay for. Some it has on their special deal where they'll do, the tire repairs and stuff. And you can always look on there and find a price. And then if you want to go to a dealer or a local place, a lot of places do match prices. So you can always say, look, here's the thing right here at Tire Rack, match this price, and then get the tires done right there. So you can always do that. Columbia, Georgia, I'm sorry I'm late. I'm overslept. Yeah, we almost all did. Good to go to a place that have a bathroom so you can check your level of hydration. I may print that out and then put it in the bathroom there for everybody and go, here, this is my contribution here since I'm new. $12,000, who do I send the check to? Well, that'd be your local Lincoln dealer. Just go right in and sign the check. That's options. That's a base price, of course. So options may bring your price higher. I know some drivers do, PC around the country a little far. That's why I'm saying that, and they're going to limit that. $25,000. The Lincoln Continental Town Car rode like sitting on a cloud. Oh, absolutely. I love them, right? Absolutely. Those poofy seats and everything. Sure. I had all seasons for many years, never had an issue. Just have to know what you're doing in bad weather, Luke. I know that's what people always tell me. And that's true. You can run them year round. You can. The difference, though, is incredible on a set of winter tires versus all seasons in bad weather. In a snowstorm. When we had the 13 inches of snow here, right, I'm coming home, the difference is something. I wasn't even getting the traction control light coming through that because they're all gription. It's all, grip. Can you drive all season? Sure, you could drive summer tires all year round, but the best bet would be to put winter tires on. I miss my bias belted tires. Those were the days, right? When radials came out, that was something. Now we're bias tires. Oh, that was a mess. Running my Caprice around with bias tires on it. Oh my gosh. Next week, the live stream will be sponsored by Quisp cereal. Quisp. Ah, nice. Quisp. I'll have to have a sponsor send me a thing about that. I use all-season tires once, hydroplane like crazy. Yeah, depending where you are and how you're driving. Get the tires that are set up for what you're doing. Cash King Trucking has all seasons. Most people run all-season tires because they don't want to change their tires. They don't change their tires out. So they just run all seasons, which are really no-season tires. Really. They're not really great at anything. They're just fair at all things. You're not late. Everyone else is early, including me, right? John Harper, I never had an issue with snow or anything. I try to make sure I buy new in fall for winter. They can be used. I'm just telling you, the difference is incredible. The Sonic is a tank in the winter with those tires because snow's on traction. It's not a four-wheel drive problem. It's a traction problem. So once you get traction, you're all set. What's your take on Pennsylvania trying to pass a bill to prevent shippers from keeping us from using Restroom? Do you think it will catch on? Fine should be $300 for a company who refuses. Well, you shouldn't go there. This has always been a problem with me, and I griped at some places at the truck show about this too. You know, I said, you guys say you care about drivers. What if I came up and said there's no bathroom? What are you going to do? Oh, well, we still deliver a load. See, that's the thing. Nobody should go there. No one should go there. The government shouldn't have to get involved in it. This is one of those things that people can solve themselves with the bathroom. Why are people going there? Nobody likes the government, and then suddenly, let's have the government do something. Just don't go there. It's as simple as that. I mean, sitting around without a bathroom, that's just ridiculous. It's inhumane to do to people. I mean, it's inhumane. Soft rubber compound on winter tires where you're getting good traction. It's a trade-off. Exactly. Oh, absolutely. In the 10 below zero, they're super soft. And they bite. It's not just that, too, but the way the treads are made. They have ice grips on the side. And the whole side of the tire has big chunks on the side to grip into ice and stuff. They make them totally different, but then they erase themselves. If you run them long distances in the summer, they wear out because they're soft, and so they erase. I totally agree with you. I live on the Oregon coast, so I put paddle wheel tires on the vehicle. You almost need them. I got all seasons because they were cheap. They are cheaper. They're less money. And you probably got used ones, knowing you. You're like, can I get by with 2 or 3? That other tire, it's still got 132nd on it. I don't need all of them. Hey, Mark, have you seen SNL truck driver video? I have not seen it. I heard about it. They will use porta-johns and bill passes, then drivers will trash them. Well, we are our own problem sometimes. And so, the industry sometimes attracts people that are less than, high-quality people, and that is part of the problem also. But just the shippers that don't, or any place, really, it doesn't have a bathroom, once you tell your company, the company should call them immediately and say, no, we're leaving. Our drivers, we can't have our drivers sitting around without a bathroom for 12 hours. That kind of thing just shouldn't happen. It just shouldn't. I think I remember seeing a video of the Lincoln Continental over on your car channel. I forgot the year, though. Chris, I've seen a couple of them over the years. There was one not that long ago, maybe like a year ago or so, that was actually behind the Ford dealer of a 79, I think, as well, which was not in as good a shape as this one. So I find them occasionally. I find them around occasionally. Stay off of hydroplane companies. You don't want the government involved in anything. Exactly. The government doesn't need to get involved in this. We need to just stop going there. Oh, sorry, we're not coming here anymore. That's what a good company, I think, would really do. Would say, no, we can't do this anymore. I'm going to be yelled at this. If you see an RV in a rest area or a truck stop, it might be you. I'm going to use every resource to live free. Well, some of the park in front of the J. Some of the Flying J's have the RV dump and stuff. Park up there. I see some of them parked up there. Around Nokian, wow, Hakkapeliitta snow tires, best in the world. Those are super expensive. So I went with the Firestone Winter Force tires, which were on sale. I don't get that much snow. Even the cheap Chinese winter tires better than these all-season tires in the winter. So that's what you look like from 5-inch screen to 85-inch, making the whole family watch you. But they say you look closer to 40 years old. That's right. They're correct. Your family is very smart. I hate playing leapfrog with other drivers. 1 minute they're flying by you, and then you caught up with them. Keep going. Just get going. What are you doing? Don't we all have stuff to do? Why pass somebody and then not get going? I agree that we need restrooms available to us. Yes, and it can be easily solved by shippers and by putting one out there, just a portage on. And then if not, the trucking company, because the vast majority of drivers are company drivers, this shouldn't go there. Oh, sorry, we can't deliver your freight anymore because you won't provide our drivers with the minimum necessities that a human being needs. So no way, right? Christopher, what's your car channel? Okay, so it's under Mark Rumps, RUMPS. Here's the thing. Don't go over there thinking you're going to find Doug DeMuro. That channel's been up for 7 or 8 years. What I do most Sundays is I'm out looking at cars. Depends on the weather. And I do a car video because I like the car. It's a cool car or whatever to me. And I walk around and talk about it. The dealers are closed here on Sunday. 2 to 5 minutes, sometimes 7 minutes. And it goes up there. I don't get in the car or drive them most of the time. So there's very little of that stuff. And it's not exactly Shakespeare, but you get to see a bunch of different cars and stuff. I like doing it. And that's why I post the videos, not for any other reason. So, because believe me, most people don't watch it. High quality wieners make the man. Nice. If you want to take like a couple minutes a week and see a different car, sure. I do 45 to 50 a year, sometimes more. You have a car channel? I do, but it isn't exactly Doug DeMuro. So let me get this right. No more PC a load of Idaho potatoes going to Florida. That's the problem, right? People PC half this stuff, and I don't think there should be, really hardly any of that. It's a commercial vehicle, so it should all be log time, personally. But people are PCing this stuff all over the place. PC here and there, and so they're going to put a limit on it. They are talking about it right now. I think it'll be in the hundreds of miles, though. Probably 4 hours, 200 miles, something like that. That's more than enough to go to the store, which is what PC is for. I have a lazy pedal foot. Cruise control. Don't call me Porta downhills and governors. But the Chrysler Cordova had rich Corinthian leather. We used to have a Cordoba. I had a 78 Cordoba with the 318 lean burn in it. So that was completely useless. Early computerized system. Yeah, not great. 130 horsepower out of a 318. Like the car part of your Sunday rant, so I'll definitely be tuning in. Usually the car video that is at the beginning of the Sunday rant is the next Sunday's car. So this week, right? And which I didn't notice until I got home. That Ford Focus SVT is sideways, and I don't know why it recorded it sideways. So that gets a sideways video. I'll never see another one. I guess we get a glimpse of your car channel on the Sunday rant. You get the car, that car becomes a video on there. And sometimes more. There was a couple of Jeep Grand Cherokees there at that dealer also. They got a video too because they're super expensive. So they'll also get a video. I like the 75 Lincoln Continental Town Coupe. Yeah, some of the last years for those, right? I think they made the Town Coupe into the 80s. That next body also got a 2-door. I lock all the cars on Vice Grip Garage. Vice Grip. I have a lazy eye. You're right about us being the problem for certain things. For example, I've been in a restroom at a company and there's pee all over the seat even when that bathroom also has a urinal. Here's the thing, Alex. We've all done this. You go into a bathroom and there is poo on the ceiling. Okay, what is happening? What is going on? And then the companies close the bathroom and we're like, we need a bathroom. Which would they do? I just don't understand it. The industry, because of the anonymity of the job, can tend to attract the lower echelons of society for some people. And this is the problem. We need to weed these people out. This wasn't a problem in, say, the 70s when trucking paid, when people were getting $100,000 then, trucking companies had their pick of people. Drivers were dressed nice, and you didn't have the issues that you have now. So as trucking reduces its requirements, reduces anything about anything, if you reduce your standards, you get people with lower standards. And that's the problem. We don't have people that want to be professional anymore. And it only takes a few percentage of the people to pee on the, poo on the ceiling to ruin that. John Harper, are you 50 yet? Oh, no. I'm just pushing 40. Only use PC when I'm bobtailing to go get food on my 34. No reason to work for free, people. That's the other thing. Well, working for free, but people do it so that really they're not working for free. They run a load on it, and then they can get more loads because they have more hours. That's really the problem on it. They're running part of their load on it, but it gets them more hours. So they're doing that load, they're getting paid. Then they can do another load. Yeah. Your Focus has 242,000 miles on it. That is way past its life. That's impressive on a Focus. That is a high mileage Focus. Doug DeMuro would say, this is the 1979 Lincoln Continental. Right. I love Doug DeMuro. This is not going to be a channel like his, for sure. Poo on the ceiling? I hope I never see that. Nasty. I've seen it. You're like I don't know what happened. You see like a trail that goes, up, and you're like, what happened in here? And the problem is somebody's got to clean that up. And it's really too much to ask workers in there to clean that up. It's not a normal bathroom cleanup. And so then they're like, forget this. We're not allowing drivers into the bathroom. People used to show up in clean clothes and, stuff like that, and we're nice to the secretaries. Now we have people in sweatpants, dirty, ripped sweatpants, and flip-flops. And that's disappointing, and it ruins the whole industry. People that do that have mental disorders. I've seen this kind of stuff too often. There can't be many people with a mental disorder. Does the Lincoln come with curb feelers? It's going to need them for those tires that you're going to put on there. What's the most embarrassing car you ever owned or had to ride in while growing up? I've always liked cars, so there's really no embarrassing car for me to be in. I drove my friend's Yugo, the Yugo. I drove that around to test drive it. It's hard for me to have an embarrassing car because I just like them all. All you need is a jug and a 5-gallon bucket. No. Vienna sausage for breakfast? I'm in the right place, Mr. Somewhere. Sure. Who's to say what's for breakfast and what isn't for breakfast? If you get poo on the ceiling, I never want to meet you. That's crazy stuff. It is, unfortunately, a thing. And, you see this thing over the years, and you're like, what is going on in here? And then you think somebody's got to clean that. And you don't want to go in there because it's not raining in there. That's the problem. That's not rain coming down on you. And so that person drives, okay? That's a driver. I had a 96 Geo Metro 3-cylinder. They were slow. 50 horsepower or so out of those Metros. They had an automatic available, which you should never buy in that. What is this potted meat Monday? Potted meat. Wow, you don't hear that much. You can get poo in the ceiling. It's called channeling your inner chimpanzee. People do it. Just listen to a CB for 15 minutes, and those are the same people in there that are in there. Sometimes those rolling windows will get you poo in the ceiling. If you have enough cans of those, $3 worth, you're in. Saw a driver at my pickup this morning in Minnesota with a wind chill of 13, basketball shorts at Crocs, complaining it was cold. I'm not cold. What are we doing? Number one, Crocs should be banned from the planet. They should all be sent to the sun by Elon Musk. And what are we doing out in basketball shorts or at work? Which is better, a porta potty or a bucket? It depends on the porta potty, but I think places should provide that kind of thing because they're saying, look, we understand that you're actually a human being, so we're going to provide a bathroom for you. That says something, not when they're saying, hey, here's a Home Depot bucket. Although, I guess depending on what the porta potty looks like, you may want a bucket. But they should provide it. I went to mom and pop stop where there were signs that said starting May 1st, parking will be $10. No, I understand it's because he pays someone $50 to clean up the lot every other day, even when cans are available. Yeah, we see this at the fuel island. There's a garbage can right there, and then there's a bunch of garbage. Throw stuff out on the garbage can. You mean to tell me there's something wrong with pooping on the ceiling? Well, there's no sign. There should have a poop chart, right? If you can get it to the ceiling, then great. My parents had a 79 Cadillac growing up. I used to sit in the back floorboard and play Hot Wheels when we were going down the road. Oh, those were nice, right? 472 still available that year? I'm not sure. I had a Ford LTD station wagon with the fake wood on the side. Those were super nice. We had a number of LTD wagons and then upgraded to the Mercury Colony Park wagon. Shooting hoops? Yeah, okay, well, you're shooting hoops. All right. I had a man tell me that he went poo in the toilet and left it there. Didn't flush just because he didn't like the owner of the store. You didn't have a man. You had some weirdo, I'll tell you that. Come on. I don't like the owner of this store. I'll go show him. I'm always scared to go in the restrooms. The atmosphere in there is disgusting. That's the problem. We need some potpourri. My Crocs are leather. Leather. No Crocs. Should be banned from the planet and sent to the sun for melting. Potted meat is great if you're 16 and stoned. I'll take your word for it. I used to see where junkies would clear their syringe on the bathroom stall ceilings with blood. Sort of a calling card. Wow. We need to get a better place. Stop going in that place. Crocs are comfortable, great for gout. Do people still have gout in the United States? I thought that was from like the 1600s. You should consider moving up to Elkhart or Goshen, the RV capital of the world. That'd be even worse snow. Some of the wife's kids live, down there. That's where we're going to go to the Jasper area. If you eat enough truck stop nachos, your evacuation could be so fast that the projectile ricochets off the water and hits the ceiling. So maybe like he bounced it up there, which would be pretty. That should make a video. That would be actually pretty impressive. Basketball goal installed in the trailer. When we're not working, but walking in, or being in Minnesota today, it's 13 in Crocs. Did that person have socks on, by the way? Worst car ever drove was a 2006 Kia Rio. That would be pretty slow. I've had a number of slow ones, over the years. We had, what happened? 87 Escort LX, and that was an automatic. That was a 3-speed automatic with 88 horsepower or so. That car was really slow. It ran good, but it was slow. Very, very slow. Bumped up to an 88 Escort L with a 4-speed manual, and that car, I think it was actually a pony, and that car was way better. Who's the person who was scratching somebody's number on the wall? Hey, here's a number. Call this number. Does anybody call those numbers anymore? I drilled holes in my steel toe work boots and made them Croc work boots. For the summer, we can use that maybe. When I was in college, the Jell-O got stuck on the ceiling at the food hall. Yeah, that can be a problem too, but that's not as disgusting to clean up, I think. I think that's not as disgusting to... Your mom has gout? Really? Today? People have gout today? I kind of thought that was over, to be honest with you. Don't they have medicine for that now? Socks and Crocs rock. Yuck. Does anyone remember the early YouTube creator called the PP Monster? No. The PP Monster. What happened to him? I mean, what happened to that kind of story, certainly? I've gout and haven't had a flare-up since I've been on keto and stopped drinking. I kind of thought that ended in like 1690. If people still have that, that's something. Maybe there's medicine for it. And if you can, I guess just get wider shoes. I don't know. I don't know anything about it. I still think all the Crocs should be sent to the Sun. We were royalty growing up. A Chevy Kingswood estate wagon. Oh, you had the door, the electric rear door that went down or opened out. Yeah, fancy. I'm not about meds. I'm just saying, if there's a problem that can be solved by medication, Mark said, yuck. PC is fun and games until you get pulled in for a surprise inspection. But drivers are doing it. I will tell you, I know of a driver who shall remain nameless, who PC'd basically from Idaho to, the East Coast on the thought process of, I'm going home. Even though I had a load. Well, I'm going to go home, and my house is 100 miles, because I talked about it, out of the way of where I'm going. And so the whole way to his house, he PC'd and then drove from his house to the drop-off point on driving. And I'm like, that is not going to fly. You're taking a loan. But I'm going home and only my house there, So that's why. And that's why they're doing it. That's why they're doing it. Good morning, Mark. Life causes Scout. Oh, all right. Quote King Ralph. I don't know. Not a Yugo. I saw a trucker load up 2 cheddar wursts with both the chili and melted cheese. I know the dude is 300 pounds, but still, how does anyone's stomach handle that? That's somebody who's going to get gout. Hopefully that's not for breakfast. We had a Plymouth Fury 3 with a 380 short block. That would be a pretty cool car. We had a Fury wagon years ago. My dad was a big Chrysler person. He made videos himself fouling out bathrooms by urinating all over random bathrooms. Oh, nice. That was early. That's early. They probably wouldn't let that go now. Great. Yeah, real degenerate. But you know what? He probably got millions and millions of views. Oh, look how hilarious it is. I'm going to ruin somebody's bathroom and then somebody's going to clean it up. That's disgusting. Disgusting. Well, look, if you wear it, make it a parrot. Okay, put something on your head. No more naked ears out there, right? Cassius King Trucking, I want to thank you for being here today. Go check out his channel, but I have to head out to work, unfortunately. So it has to be an abbreviated show for now. We'll get back to the regular show. Don't forget about the 1979 Lincoln Continental for only $12,093. That's something. We have to head on out to work. It's crazy. Gout is the result of too much uric acid in your system. Robert Uric Acid? He must have thought PC stood for personal challenge and make it without being caught. He didn't get caught. That's the problem. But people are doing this. I don't know how the company doesn't say anything to him. Owner up guy last week told me he was on 38 hours of PC and wasn't switching till he got to Laredo. Exactly. And so that's why they're going to limit this. I see it as 4 hours, 200 miles. That's what I'm thinking they're going to go to. Now, this is just in the early stages. But that should be enough for everybody to legally use PC. Gout can be cured with a safflower herb supplement. Where would you find that? The safflower store? And we love you, Mark. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. One person. Hopefully the pee-pee monster went away because of karma. He slipped in some of his own product and bumped his head on a Euro. Yeah, karma is something. How about be decent and think about how your actions affect other people. Not just, I'm just going to get views and, break in some money. That's crazy. As a teenager, my dad got a 65 Rambler American Flathead 6 with 3 in the tree. I had a couple 3 in the trees. I told my dad I will not drive. He said, walk. I walked to high school one time and said, I'll take the key. Yeah, never be too good to drive any car. Doesn't matter. Okay, a car's a car, and love driving them. Melton pays $100 to tarp. Come work on your tan this summer. Oh, my gosh. I already told him because we do a lot of stuff outside. I said, you're going to see me in long sleeves every day out here. Hat and long sleeves. I cannot be out in the sun. I'm already getting, I was out in the sun. My face is already hot as it is. Gout makes you PDEF. That would solve 2 problems. Gout is for fat people. If you have to lose weight, it helped me. They say losing weight helps a lot of things, but I told them, look, you're going to die anyways. Have a super trucker day, everyone. I appreciate it. Cash King Trucking was first the other day, which I appreciate. George H.W. Bush was first today, so we're going to head out to work. And let's see. George Wilson was here today. Thank you for that. Doty Trucking was here. Joan Harper was here today. Thank you for being here. George Costanza, don't forget $100 to tarp at Melton, which is actually very good. So a lot of people don't pay anything. So Marjorie Barrett was here today. We don't want that. We want to get paid. Chad Gaston was here today. Dashcam Sam, thank you for being here. Unfortunately, I have to cut it short because I have to get to work. Luke 1234 was here. The show will come back, at different times. So just look for the the announcement or whatever. I don't have a time yet. I won't know probably till Friday. Alex M., thank you for being here today. Mr. Somewhere was here. Kelly Patterson was here today, which I appreciate. Keltarusu Travels was here today. Alex M., thank you, everybody, for coming in early today. So that was a lot of fun. I missed that last week. I'm like, dang it, I'm looking at the time. So I missed that, and I appreciate everybody being in early today. But we're going to have to head on out today because it is work time today. So Fast Joe Corrigan was here today, but we have to go to this. Let's see, where did it go off to? Oh, terrible. We're going to go to that and head out because work waits for no one. Actually, it would wait until you got there, I guess, but it's not waiting for anyone at the moment. So thanks for being here. There'll be more videos. There'll be a podcast. It looks like I'll be able to get back to that this week. So getting back to normal after a short switch over. We'll be back soon. Watch out for the snow here today, and thanks for watching.